Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hairymuppet, and this is my first playthrough for Factorio that we're going to be having a go at. So, hopefully, you can't hear the birds outside. They're making a bit of a racket, but we'll just have to deal with that. So, Bob's mods, as I mentioned, we're going to be playing with a bunch of those. I'll go through all of my mods very quickly just to sort of show them off. So, we got the advanced solar, nothing to do with Bob's mods, and Bob's mod has its own solar, but I like this better. They're a lot more powerful, and I just don't want to be filling half the map with solar, especially since we don't have infinite ores turned on this time. So we will have to use up a lot of ore and make sure that we get every single scrap we can. So less space for solar means less paving over stuff. Auto research, not sure if we need that because I'm probably not gonna leave this game running overnight, but we have it anyway. Auto fill, beautiful. All of the main Bob's mods ones, inserters, assembly machines, electronics. I got Bob's enemies. We're planning on turning enemies off, so it's not really necessary. I'll leave it on though, because when I did a test run, it was on, so better safe than sorry. Greenhouse, logistics, metals, chemicals, and intermediates. Basically all of Bob's mods, the main ones anyway. I think there are a couple of outliers, but gonna get them all anyway. I was dithering a bit about Bob's tech because research expansion after 0.15, it's like there was already a research expansion in the vanilla game, so what's the point? But I got it anyway. There's a new science called logistics science in there. That's pink, so pink and purple versus production science. It's going to be a bit crazy, but anyway, fine. Bottleneck, there's the little lights, absolutely 100% necessary. Crafting speed research, especially with Bobs, because things start taking ages to craft, and it's good, it's necessary. Foreman, blueprint manipulation, easy. I've turned off, this is my infinite resources that actually works on oil as well. Disabled it because I'm not doing infinite resources, and even if I enabled it, it doesn't work for Bob's mines, Bob's ores, so I would have to like hack the mod to get it to work for those, which is too much of a pain in the ass, so we're not doing it. This is actually an interesting, so in vanilla 0.15 you've got infinite research for robot speed. This is infinite research for their cargo carrying capacity. Little bit iffy, but I like it, especially if this game goes along and we start running into UPS issues. This is going to help a lot in reducing the amount of nuclear robots that actually get used. Loaders are brilliant. You only really see them in Bob's games, not so much in the vanilla games, but they're absolutely brutal. And when I say brutal, I mean good. Logistics train network. Yep, you saw that in my introduction video. We are going to use the crap out of that because it's awesome and I love it. The long reach, just because it's awesome. Nuclear locomotives and nuclear robots, just because they're awesome. Power armor, because basically the normal power armor 10x10 slots, not that great. It's great, but I want to have massive power armor. I want to have massive amount of legs, and we're going to be playing on a rail world, so lots of running around, so absolutely necessary to have all those legs, all that power, all those roboports, just because. A bit of graphics update. I've used this in the past with Bob's Mods playthroughs, and it's really nice just to have the graphics looking a little bit more shiny Bobs. Smart display, this is the number thing you can put down so you can see how much is in chests and all that sort of stuff. Love that. Squeak through to run between stuff, obviously beautiful. UPS up is the same, just to get rid of annoying things. Upgrade builder and planner, mainly for belts, but I also use this to get rid of trees because you can, and why wouldn't you? Trees are, as far as I'm concerned, trees are like enemies. It's a pain in the ass, but it's not the good sort of pain in the ass, the one that makes the game more fun. It's the one that just makes the game more annoying. I installed this as well. I'm not sure if I need it, but with Bob's, there's all sorts of tech and recipes that produce two things, and maybe you only want one of them, so we might be using this, but we'll try not to because limited resources, so we don't want to chuck things away if we don't have to. Warehousing mod, used this last time. massive warehouses, massively awesome. And water well. Might use this. I'm planning to have water everywhere, so hopefully it's not going to be a pain in the ass, and I might train water around, but just in case we need it, we can chuck this away, and this is just like free water. So let's go ahead and start playing a new game. Oh, it's got my settings already, so we're going to be playing default. Oh, it's gone to default. It was a rail world that I previously set, but it's gone back to default, but the settings are the same anyway. Everything is very low except uranium, crude oil, and enemy bases. Enemy bases we've turned off anyway, so they're all very low, but they've all got a size of big. And in normal rail world, they go up to regular, but I've put them all up to very good. Let's knock you guys up as well, because I don't want to be constantly moving out to new bases. I don't know how much changing from normal to very good is going to stop me. I don't think I'm going to be just grabbing one base and then that base lasts me for the entire series for like iron and stuff like that. We're still going to have to spread out, but hopefully we won't have to go out like halfway across the map to get end game ore bases. Hopefully we don't have to upgrade them like every 5 or 10 episodes, go out and get a new ore thing. We've disabled a bunch of stuff as well. Since enemies are disabled, I turned pollution off because it makes no sense to have pollution if there's no enemies and it's a UPS drag. These two are disabled, doesn't really matter because there's no enemies, but why not? Maybe it saves us some CPU. And that is all good. So let's go ahead and generate the map. Oh, starting area is very big as well, which is just awesome. So this is the Factorio free play. All right, let's get into it. Now, let's have a look at our map first of all. So we got iron, we got copper, we got coal, and we got water. This is actually a really, really awesome start to the map. I had a test map which had iron and copper and coal pretty close to each other. Stone is right there as well. That's even better. I thought I was going to have to go all the way over to there for stone, but you really want these four and water in a close-ish sort of proximity. Now, it's not going to be too painful because we do have long reach, so we can do a lot of stuff nice and close, but yeah, still a bit painful. So let's start off by grabbing some stone here. I think this is stone. Oh, what am I doing? Number one thing we have to do, a couple of iron pickaxes. Absolutely need to do that straight off. All right, so let's get some stone. Let's get about 20 stone. I think that'll allow us to build some more drills. We can get an extra drill and an extra smelter for iron, and we can get 2 drills for coal and sort of feed them into each other to give us an infinite available amount of coal. So really, really nice to get those up. And then we'll keep pushing the iron out as fast as we can, and eventually we'll get some automatic drills back onto this stone so we don't have to worry about it too much. So let's see. So we got the stone for those guys, so we might as well build the stone furnaces now. Let's put that there. Let's put that guy there. And now we're going to need... Let's get my upgrade planner and let's just start doing this crap because we might as well. Oh, sorry, I gotta set it up. So this, if you are lazy like me, you want to go to the, where is it? Intermediate products, get raw wood, and then you upgrade it to the deconstruction planner, save that. I wish this worked with stone as well. That would be awesome, but unfortunately it doesn't. And then you go upgrade builder, select all of these trees, boom, done. Now, normally when you chop a tree down, you will get 2 wood or 4 wood or something like that. You'll get a decent amount of wood, depending on how big the tree is. Or it might just be 2 for every tree. Let's have a look. This guy is a bit of a bigger tree. There we go, 4 wood. So bigger trees give bigger wood. The upgrade planner gives you 1 wood, no matter what the tree is. So if we upgrade these 2 here, we get 2 wood. So if you want wood, and to be honest, we're playing Bob's mod, so you kind of do need wood, but we're going to greenhouse the crap out of that later on, so we won't really need too much out of the trees. But that's kind of the trade-off. You get rid of the trees really fast, and you don't get a lot of wood out of them. So anyway, we might as well use the wood here. And So we want to get some of these burner miner drills. 9 iron each. So we kind of got to wait for that. We really don't have a choice here. But we will get them very quickly. We'll get a couple more of these guys set up. While that's going, I think I'm going to go over and I think I'm going to manually mine up some coal. And coal doesn't really change the speed at which things mine or anything like that, but we're going to be using coal for everything eventually. Well, in an early game anyway, we're going to be using coal for everything, so might as well start getting that stuff and yeah, see how it goes. Okay, moving on. How much iron do we have? There we go. So we can build a drill there. And we're going to set up number 2. And my autofill mod automatically putting coal into these guys, which is awesome. Let's give that guy a little bit more coal. And yeah, try and get some more iron. So we got another one. So we need 9 more iron here. I love how you can just hold the control key down and just drag over everything. That actually removes the coal. Don't do that on the drills, but feel free to do that on the mines. So anyway, what do we need? We need another one of these. Man, I'm going to love the crafting speed research when I get that. That's going to help so much. Okay, completely out of coal, so let's just mine 1 coal here. Drop that in. And that's going to produce coal, and the coal it produces goes straight into the fuel supply of this one, and you can see it produces coal way faster than it uses it. So this is functionally, I'm not going to say infinite because it is actually chopping down the coal under it. So after 3.5k for this one, 3.5k for that one, all the coal is going to be gone. But this is a pretty decent patch. 2.6 million, 2.2 million here. Got a bit of lead actually on the very outskirts of that. That's going to be interesting. And yeah. So you can see that making stuff very rich is pretty good. This would probably be about 300-400k if we just made it regular, but it's very rich, so it's got a lot. So we got a bit more of a buffer before we have to start really pushing for like rail tech and stuff like that. Okay, so now we've got iron going out the wazoo. We need to go back over to stone, and we need to start automating that a little bit because we are going to need a lot of stone. In the early game anyway, these boilers, which we need for power, they take a stone furnace each, so yeah. So what we're going to do here is get a couple of those drills, and we're going to put a box in between them, and yes, there's one. Obviously, we're not going to smelt stone at this early stage. You do smelt it for stone bricks, but at this stage, we do not need stone bricks for anything. That's just over the top. So all we want is Mr. Stone. So let's get... Don't actually have any wood. Used up all my wood, so we just get an iron chest here. Oh, I should not be doing that. I should not be dragging the coal out. Stone. So let's press the Alt key, and there we go. We can see the stone is in there now. We got 10 stone. Let us continue. Grab some coal there. Drag it. You can drop stuff off as well. Hold down the control key and just drag across, and it fills all of these guys up. So now we're really going to start pushing hard to get the iron going out as fast as we possibly can. And the first thing we're going to do actually is increase our coal production. So turn that around, put that one there and that one there. And now we've got 4 machines in a loop instead of just 2. So that's awesome. Let's get those burner miner drills coming out again. And let's double our iron production up here. And we basically want to be drowning in iron for the entire game. Alright. There we go. You can never, ever, ever, at any point in this game, have too much iron. Although we are using bobs, so they start to get into crazy sorts of resources later on. The vanilla game, iron is basically your biggest draw for the entire game. Steel as well, but steel comes from iron. However, in Bob's mods, you start getting into stuff like titanium and nitinol and all that sort of crap, and they start to become the major drain, and iron is kind of like, well, we've got a crap load of it, so it's cool. It's not the thing that you're really draining end game. And you know what? Titanium and all that sort of stuff, I think it's got a special type of mine. I don't see it anywhere, so I'm guessing when we get to that point, we're going to have to go out. We've got stuff like pure water and tin and crude oil and all of this sort of stuff around here, but none of the really... Look at that tiny little patch of quartz. We got quartz elsewhere, don't we? Please tell me we have quartz elsewhere. Is that the only quartz we have? We got so much tin, and we just got this tiny little speck of quartz. We'll expand the map a little bit, and there'll be quartz everywhere, so it should be fine. All right, so let's... You know what? I think we should double these guys again. Let's first of all make sure that these guys are going to be going. Fill the coal in here. So we want 4 of those guys, and then another 4 stone furnaces. And we're going to go a little bit overboard on power at the start. Usually you could just put down a single boiler and a single steam engine. I like to go nuts and just sort of set the stage for how things are going to go, and that means that we're going to try and go for the ratios all changed 0.15. I think they're still the same in Bob's though, so I think we need what is it? 10 boilers for 20 steam engines. I'm not going to alt tab to find that out because XSplit does this thing where it puts a screenshot over that. I should probably turn that off actually, so I can I'm not going to mess with that right now. That's a testing thing. I need to do that in some sort of testing scenario. I'm not going to just do it now because it would probably screw up. So anyway, let's actually build. So we got 4 of those. We were planning on expanding iron, weren't we? I forget so easily. I really, really do. Okay, let's go. There we go. We've got 4 of these. Coal is coming out, but it's still a little bit hinky here. So we really need more stone. Let's get some more stone, and we also need to start thinking about copper here. So I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be enough for copper. Probably a bit more than enough for copper, actually. We don't really need that much copper early game. It's all about the iron, but anyway, let's go down there real quick. Let's get some more coal. 61, that should be enough. So let's go down here and get some of these guys working, and then get some of these guys working. As you can see, if you've never seen Factorio before and you're seeing it for the first time on my channel, then yeah, I don't know. It does scale up quite large. It does scale up quite fast, but yeah, these guys, I tell you what, we've been going for like 18 minutes actually, so what we're going to do is we're going to get electricity going, and we're going to start some research. And that's going to be the end of the episode, I think. And then I'll probably just play through a few episodes straight up. So we got 10 of those, 31. You know what? These are going to take ages to make. So let's just make some, get it over with. Let me see. So I need some copper for that, and I need some wood. So let's get some wood. Let's get some copper. And I also need a couple of these. And we can add the extra steam engines on at the end. So it's supposed to be, as I said, a ratio of 10 boilers to 20 steam engines off the top of my head. It's a bit hard to tell because these guys, efficiency 50, I don't really understand. Somebody's done the math on these. It's a bit over my head, but we're not going to be using all of the energy that they put out anyway, so Anyway, let's put the boilers across here, going out there. I don't want to put it across here because that's going to sort of cut a line in between the copper and the iron. And I don't want to do that. I want to have them both going into the same base. So let's knock that up. Let's get a pipe over here. That looks pretty good. Oh, I forgot. We're going to need more pipes for this, aren't we? All right. So they changed the boilers in 0.15. So let's put a nice gap here as well. Let's measure it out actually, because we can make this gap the maximum. You really do need to worry about your spaces in this one. So we need a ton of pipe. Let's start building that. I don't think that much pipe is going to be enough. So what else do we need here? We need some power poles. So let's make some of these. Get some coal. Put some coal into these guys. Get some iron. Let's pick up some stone. Anyway, you got to be careful because after a while you just end up with like 10,000 stone in your inventory if you keep picking the damn things up. And that's not good. We're going to need a lab as well. Laboratory needs wood. So there we go. Let's build one. Yeah, these guys take a while to build. So let's just build one for now. And then we'll build some science. Yes, we got enough for 10 science. And our first research is going to be automation. Let's go ahead and turn auto research off because I actually... Oh wow, they've actually updated this mod to include all of the Bob's modules things in here. And you can see this is the extra science, the logistics science over there. So they've gone up to 8 total ones, whereas vanilla is only 7. And the module science things as well. Let's just go ahead, and we're not using auto research anyway, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, so the first thing that we are going to research though is automation. I think that's the first thing that everybody researches. It gives you the assembly machines, and the assembly machines can build all of this stuff that I've been handcrafting, or most of it anyway. They can build things that cost 3 up to 2 materials, I think, for the basic. This guy, you can see it costs iron gear, transport belt, and basic circuit boards. So technically that's 3 materials. So the basic one can't build it, so you need a more advanced guy. But anyway, I knew that wasn't going to make it. Got tons more pipe here. Let's just cancel these 5 science and do them after, because we're not in a hurry to get those. Okay, so we got boilers. Some of these, I think there was coal in some of them. It doesn't seem to be coal in there anymore. But anyway, let's get the power poles. These guys just don't work unless they have something that's actually draining the power. So there is coal in there. So, well, it's built up all the steam anyway. So now we are just going to dump the science directly in there. It's going to start running. So if we click on Mr. Power Pole, we can see that we are got a single lab that's consuming 60 kilowatts. And these guys are producing 59. It's going back to 59. So it's all good. Now, we're going to have to automate the coal being put in there fairly soon. But for now, it's good. You can see the little progress meter ticking away. Let's put the extra 2 science in there. And let's grab some coal and fill these guys up. Just so they don't run out anytime soon. And why have we got iron ore? I just have no idea. Let's go up here. Oh, I don't like it when it's dark. Let's put those in there. Get some more coal. And put some more coal into these machines. Now, once we get the research starting to go, then we can start to do some really cool stuff. We can probably do it now, but we're going to do some cool stuff in the next episode, because right now we've been going for like 25 minutes, and that's a decent length. And damn it, I hate being in the dark, but we can start to research some lights next time and get them going. So anyway, I'm going to finish it off here. Grab that copper. And yes, that has been this episode. So thank you very much. And I will see you guys in a bit.